Okay, so in this video today we're going to be discussing the psychological factors and the role it plays in identifying talent across sport. So firstly, what makes a winner? Well, commitment, never giving up, goal setting, hard working, determination, and understanding that success takes time. Other attributes also include patience, confidence, winning mentality, and being controlled within yourself as an athlete. All these attributes come together to help to make a top athlete. So first of all, talent or PCDEs. Well, talent is something that we've discussed earlier that many people may have, but they may not have the psychological characteristics to make it to the top. For example, some person may be talented, so they may have the ability or the potential to play or perform at the elite level, but they may not have the psychological understanding or discipline. For example, being hardworking or committed or never giving up, some of the factors we discussed earlier, to actually make it to the top. So this may be a hindrance to stop them from making it to the top level. On the other hand, PCDEs, so psychological characteristics of developing excellence, people may class these as factors or traits that may help an individual to succeed in their sporting arena. For example, athletes that possess psychological characteristics to succeed in their sport still require other elements to develop their potential and reach the top. Psychological characteristics are key components within PCDEs to help somebody or have the ability to overcome challenges and perform at the top level, which requires a whole host of variables. Research suggests that those who use psychological skills as part of their development and training have been found to be more successful than those who do not incorporate these skills. Other research also supports the notion that athletes are more successful when they use an array of physiological skills during competition, but also when in training, in comparison to athletes that don't. Abbott and Collins recently investigated the usefulness and practicality of psychological characteristics of developing excellence. These can aid learning new skills, for example, focus, distraction control, but also enables the athlete to gain the most out of the training sessions. For example, things that we described earlier as what makes a winner. So goal settings, realistic performance evaluations, these all help people or athletes strive for excellence. PCDEs also enable athletes to remain on their pathway to excellence by investigating the necessary time for training in addition to staying committed to the learning process. For example, people that enjoy their activity or the sport are more likely to make it to the top and be more committed compared to those that are not. So finally, understanding success. So we discussed earlier what is a winner, but what do we actually class as success? Well, on the left hand side, this is what people think success looks like. So people think that it is all plain sailing and people are never having to overcome challenges or have distractions, and people that are successful right at the top make it through just being talented. Whereas the image on the right actually portrays what success really looks like. So success is messy. Success is having to overcome problems, having to be determined, so having to put the hours in. Maybe when their friends are out playing, they're actually in the gym or at the training arena or taking part in sessions, actually looking to develop themselves. They are hard working, they never give up, so if something does stand in the way, for example, they they get dropped from a team or they do not get picked for a certain squad? How are they able to overcome that and actually pick themselves up to be successful and go again? They have to be committed. So if they are committed, they're able to take part in more regular sessions. They'll be there wanting to learn all the time. And they've got to understand that it takes time. So being successful does not happen overnight. It takes years and years of training and is overall a messy process in order for someone to be successful.